Hello, Internet friends. Welcome back once again, and thank you all so much for joining me today. I have a lot of things that I want to talk about, a lot of updates, and a lot of kind of filling you guys into what's going on, and some thoughts about the new training, this new training block in general, what some changes are being made, and address a couple of questions that I got in the last video. So let's get rolling into it. What you're going to be watching here are the first 2 days of this second week of the Road to Atlanta. This is my 8-month journey leading into the USAPL Raw Nationals, where I will be competing and giving my absolute best effort to put up a respectable showing as a 205 in the men's open class. Um, and Right off, we're back into some volumes that I am less comfortable with, which is awesome, which is exactly what I wanted, which is the goal, is to put yourself in a position where you are uncomfortable enough that you have no choice but to grow into it. And so on this first session, you're going to see the squats still working in with the Olympic shoes, trying very hard to continue to improve my consistency of depth to make it unquestionable and keep that 27 white light dream alive going all the way up into Atlanta. I don't want to have a high squat this entire prep, and that's 8 months. So that's a pretty big goal for me to have, but I am committed to trying to stay with it, and that includes multiple mobility sessions throughout the week. That includes just being focused and not losing that focus throughout the sessions. I had a couple of people in the last video comment that I looked like I was leaner, that I looked like I've lost some weight, and I guess that I haven't really been posting frequently enough to make it feel like it's been a big deal. But I did technically lose about 25 pounds over the last 7 months. I had gotten up to the mid 220s during the summer, and then I dropped down pretty significantly, and then I gained some of that weight back. And then when I've been working with TSA with Eric and Hanny, a different nutrition approach, and I kind of, without really meaning to, without really doing anything drastic, we dropped from about 218, 219 down to sub 200 pounds for the last meet, and that was cool. I'm pretty excited that we weren't changing a whole lot of things. I was on the same macros for a few months, and just some better food choices, paying attention to hitting those numbers, paying attention to my energy balance, and staying consistent with my nutrition has been a huge deal. And I never felt like I was cutting. I never felt like I was in a caloric deficit because we were bringing the weight off very gradually. And I didn't feel like I lost any strength. I think it'd be hard to argue that I gained a whole lot over the course, but because it's really difficult to gain actual muscular strength during a caloric deficit or a cutting phase. But I feel like I just got better at lifting. I feel like I was working and improving my positions, which is kind of an idea that I want to carry through. You always have more that you can improve. You're never done growing if there's one thing you can fix, and I have lots of things that I feel like I can fix. So that was happening. Another few people commented on the fact that I was wearing some tight pants. You're going to see them in that first squat session that you saw here. That is not my attempt to make a fashion statement. That is me being too cold wearing my singlet all the time, and also not wanting to deal with always having to wear my singlet, and still wanting to see depth with my squats. So that is why those are happening, and yeah, I don't think they look too horrible. I think that losing 25 pounds and letting you guys see my shapely thighs in a different way is something I can learn to live with. So you're seeing the first squat and bench press session. This is some upper back work with a chest supported system that I kind of jimmy rigged. Ignore the second bar. That was me being too lazy to unload after the bench press and then have to reload that bar for the close grip bench that came after the rows. Still trying to perfect that system. The bench is just too low to the ground, and we don't have any blocks to raise it high enough up, and my arms are just too freakishly long for me to set up a proper seal row, so I'm just trying to work with what I have. And just I have a bent junk bar that I could use to prop the bench up like that. So we've been trying some different things, and that seemed to work the best. I don't care what weight I'm using on my accessories, as some of you may know. I'm mostly concerned about holding positions and building and trying to keep clean, consistent reps, and it's more about sensation for those than it is weight on the bar. So that's kind of what the thought process was for there. And then here you're seeing the session that came immediately the next day, my conventional pulls and some more bench pressing and I didn't film my pen lay rows, but some more upper back work. One of the main ideas for this session, for this entire first training block of this training cycle, is building up some volume, really pushing that discomfort range, and trying to improve on some weaknesses. I'm not a great conventional deadlifter. This weight is very light for me, but it's a real struggle for me to find myself in a better position. And I've really been struggling a lot with my conditioning throughout, going from the prep into that meet and then having to revert back to some what I would say are pretty crazy volumes for what I'm used to, especially intra-set volume. It's quite a bit different, and it's just some different sensations, and I'm excited and challenged in some new ways, definitely fighting for better positions throughout all of these things, and I'm not afraid to expose myself to the potential of showing some weaknesses if I am going to be able to work on those and try to improve them. I think it's important to not shy away from the things you're not as good at. Embrace those things, learn what you can from them, and try to grow through that discomfort, because it's important to challenge yourself in ways that you're not completely comfortable with, because that's the only way you can grow. So that's going on. My plan as it stands right now is to try and get 2 training videos up a week. This day 1 and day 2 of the week, try to clump those together, and then clump my 3rd, 4th, and 5th sessions as their own video, and try to keep that up so that you guys can kind of follow along with this journey. And I think 2 training videos a week opens me up also to the potential of trying to get back into some of the other content that I've been hoping to start and never had a chance to. So trying to clean up some of the organizational stuff in my life right now. A lot of other things going on. Myself, Brandon Campbell, and Garrett Blevins are starting up the guided programming over on Garrett's website. If you guys want to check that in the description below, the guided programming that starts on March 21st. My men's a cappella group 2020 is releasing our album on the 8th of March that I will link when that is available if you guys are interested in hearing some other things and the other part of my life that I'm very passionate about. And we're actually starting our West Coast tour down in California on the 20th, and we're going to come back up over 10 days and be performing on the West Coast. So I will get that information linked when that's available as well. And a lot of stuff going on, but I'm excited and encouraged and motivated and driven to continue all these things and to constantly push myself to improve in these areas of my life and to share that with all of you. So thank you all so much for your continued support. I appreciate it more than you will ever know. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section. I'm also challenging myself to make sure that I'm more consistent with answering those, at least for the first few days after a video. But yeah, I can't wait to hear from you guys. I can't wait to get back on this grind and just be better. So thank you all for sticking with me this far and for the foreseeable future. I appreciate you all, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Have a great day. Bye.